Okay, well, according to OBS, it says that the stream has started. I think there's a lag of like 30 seconds between between me talking and then it actually popping up on YouTube. So we will see in a moment. First off, make sure that you send something in the chat window to make sure that this is actually working. I don't know for certain, but I'm pretty sure everything is set up. Oh. There we go. All right, let's wait for this to catch up. Okay. Let's just see. Is this working the way it should? There you go. Yeah. Well, there's one person watching, so that's a good start. Once you're on, if you could just do me a favor and say something in the chat to make sure that this is actually working, that would be fantastic. All right, that's a good sign. Hey. Okay, so this is the first time I've done one of these before, and I have to be honest, I'm a little bit nervous because this is weird that this is live, so I have to make sure I'm saying the right thing and not making any mistakes. I should also note that my sexy raspy voice is because I've been fighting a cold for like over 3 weeks. So I'm sorry if you hear like this sound because I have Ricola and I also have my wonderful water bottle. So hopefully I am making sense and I'm being helpful to you guys. So let's start. First off, I want to say thank you for subscribing to me on YouTube. Thank you for being here. This is really awesome. And I hope that this is helpful. I got a lot of questions sent to me, which was great. And I am excited to try to tackle some of these questions and answer them to the best of my abilities. To be honest, I might not be able to answer every single one and answer it in the way that everybody's hoping that I'll answer it. So with that said, if you have questions about what I'm talking about, you can feel free to join me on Discord and send me a private message there. Or you can join the 3 Commas trading chat channel as well. And then you can ask me questions or you can ask other people questions. The best thing to do is if you're still foggy on something I've talked about with 3 Commas, you should email the support. They are really quick to get back to you. Yes, they do. They do respond in the 3 Commas trading chat channel. But if you have a specific question or irk or whatever, best thing to do is hit them up on support. So without further ado, let's start to tackle this list. So one of the first questions I have is, what has been your most successful trading method you've used to grow your BTC, my Bitcoin balance? Without a doubt, is AB trading. I've talked a lot about AB trading in the past. There's a card, a little I that's up here, I think. Yes. So that card will give you a link to a playlist that has a bunch of videos on what AB trading is. And basically, AB trading or account building trading is something that really I have to give credit to Quick Fingers Luke about. He's the one that I learned AB trading from. It's basically looking for charts that are whippy, that are low volume charts that just go up and down like that. And I have been able to grow my BTC account very well with Bittrex on BTC charts, specifically with aftershock pumps. And for any of you that have been following my channel for a while, you've seen my videos on aftershock pumps and why I like them so much. So I'm going to show you an easy way to find them. So I have, let's see if this will work. Ooh, transition back, and now I'm small. So this is the Poobah 1 AB scanner. So it gives you a little information here on how this thing works. And I should say before I start any of this stuff that this should not be considered financial advice. It's just my own opinion. You don't have to take what I say as legit and do everything I say. You can't hold me liable. I'm just trying to help you guys out. So please relax on that business. Okay. So this Poobah 1 scanner is available through the Poobah Crypto Scanner website, which is much easier to find, poobahcryptoscanner.info, and you'll get a link for the Poobah 1 here, and also you'll get a link to the Poobah Pro, which has a lot more fun features to it. So here on the Poobah 1, let's go ahead and just find Bittrex BTC. So the way that this thing is laid out is that we have 3 columns with 3 different colors. There's green, yellow, and red. So you can see that there are percentages that denote what red is, what yellow is, what green is. The reason why this is so effective is that I could go ahead and open up TradingView and go look at Btc Flow. So I'll go ahead and do that now. And if we look at the chart for Flow, this thing has been going crazy. We're going to go to the hour view to get a close and personal look on this. So even before it did this little pump, you can see that Flow is ranging at about 16–17%. Of course, it has channels, and you'll have to watch other videos to learn how to find these channels and how to play these ranges, but this is an AB chart. This is how you make lots of Bitcoin. It does not happen right away with these kind of charts. This is after a day. This next one is after a day and a half. So you have to be patient. It's not super crazy all the time awesome, this specific chart, but there are charts that are super crazy awesome fun time every day. But I'm not going to show you what those are because that would ruin the chart, and that's no fun for the people that are playing that chart. So the Poobah 1 is a free scanner that you can use to find great charts. And if you want something with a bit more information, then the Poobah Pro will give you more information about coins that have recently been pumped up. It'll show you median volume. It'll show you fat finger drops. It'll show you a general whip range. And we're also working on a feature. Drungle OG is working on an aftershock pump predictor. Yes. So the aftershock pump predictor is awesome. And it works, but we need to do more testing with it first before it gets released. But basically, it'll tell you when the last pump happened and when the projected next pump will be, and it's pretty close. It's pretty accurate. It's better than just kind of guessing. So that's pretty exciting. So what's been my most successful trading method? A/B trading. And this also answers another question, which was which trading strategy brings in most of your profits? And I would say A/B trading. It's fun also. I don't know, it's like a game. So that answers that question a bit. So let's go on to some more questions. I kind of categorized these, by the way, so I'm not going to answer every single one, but they're kind of categorized in a way that makes sense to me, and I could kind of address a lot of them at once. So I'll do this one next. So when looking for trades, how many charts do you go through in a day? Do you build a watch list daily? I don't look at charts, new charts, every single day. That would be a little bit manic. That would be a little bit unrealistic because I have a life and I have a job and a family. So I can't do that. But what I do, see what I did there? What I do is I find charts that are great for A/B trading, and I keep those in a TradingView watch list, and I just check on them every once in a while. What is this one up to? And I also use this fantastic app that I've showed you guys before called Crypto Pro, which is there in the top right. Crypto Pro is awesome. It lets you track percentage changes. for various and many coins based on BTC, ETH, USDT, all that stuff. So it's solid. You got to get that app. Yeah. So there's that question. Check. Are you supposed to use both take profit and stop loss to avoid losing? Or can I use only trailing take profit? That's a really good question. And it's a matter of preference. Not a very friendly answer, or not an answer that you might want to have. So let's go back to look at this chart. If you bought Flow here and you're doing trailing stop loss. I'm sorry. Wait, no, I read this question wrong. Am I supposed to use both take profit and stop loss to avoid losing, or can I only use trailing take profit? I see. Okay. So this goes back to my my 5 trading rules. And basically you want to protect your account at all costs. And that means that you want to use a stop loss. It's not fun to get stopped out of a trade, but it's not fun also to find your coin dropped 40% or whatever. That happened to me, by the way, because I'm holding some Pearl. I was A/B trading Pearl against KuCoin shares, and I didn't set a stop loss, so I'm just kind of waiting for KuCoin to get their act together and put Pearl back up, if that will ever happen. Thanks, Guy. Thanks, Guy, for that. That was fun. So in retrospect, yes, I should have used a stop loss, but I didn't. Not all the time do I put a stop loss on, but best practice dictates that you should. How much? You want to look at the chart to see. It's also a good idea to use a stop loss timeout as well, if it's available. And for stop loss timeout, not 51 minutes, but 1 minute would be great. So that way you are protected if there's a fat finger drop. So that hope that makes sense. Yes, you can see what I'm doing. That makes sense. Good. So I got a question here. Hi team, can you talk about your signal? I made a lot of money with that, but I do not know if it was lucky. The answer is yes. Actually, the answer is hi, and yes, you were lucky. I don't know what signal you're talking about, and I'm really glad that you made a lot of money. Do tell. I don't know what that means. But I answered your question? Maybe? Okay. So all of this to say, it kind of funnels into this question. What does your workflow look like from start to finish for smart trading a pair and for setting up a bot? From step 1 to identifying an opportunity for profit to completing the trading and raking in the dog. So I thought that was a really good question. So I'm going to try to tackle that with both a smart trade and also a bot. So I'm going to use the Poobah Pro scanner. I'm going to go to Bittrex, and I'm not going to look for KuCoin shares there. I'm going to look for Bitcoin. I'm going to look at everything. Actually, I'm not. I want to look at coins that have a max median volume of 6 BTC. And what this is going to do is it's going to bring me a range of coins within a median volume of 1 and a max median volume of 6 on the Bittrex exchange that are BTC coins. And now I'm going to look for coins that have a 24-hour spread that's very big. So I'm going to see a lot of this right here, all this red color, then yellow and green. So the first thing that I'll do when using this scanner is I'll do this basically and look for coins, and I'll look for information over here on the side, and I might look for pumped stuff like Flow is pumping right now. I saw that. Sometimes I'll look for coins that have been pumped up recently. I'll also pay attention over here to median volume, and that'll give me a good idea of what to expect for that coin. So I want to check out RADS because it has a bit more volume and it has a different kind of spread. So I want to pull that up and take a look at this for RADS. Whoa, wowzers. So I can see that RAD had a huge pump. Good for you if somebody caught that. Wow, way to go. Because that's a fantastic 100% pump. And what I've noticed that's been happening recently, which is really, really exciting, is that a lot of these coins on Bittrex and on Binance and other exchanges is that it seems like a lot of coins have found their bottom. We've seen a lot of this happening over the last couple of months, and then around August and September, we've started to see this uptrend. So what I'll do is I'll look at the back test, I guess, of this. And this is quite a long time ago, but I can see that this has had a lot of crazy up and down. Like this is a huge AB chart right here, way back in the day. It fell, and then it went for another run again after we had that fun alt run, and there were still lots of really good pumps. So when I see something like this, it's been a while, but when I see this starting to move up, this makes me think that it's not too crazy to look for 40%. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up now. I'm going to look for a good entry, and judging by the 4-hour time frame, I'm going to try to look for some support lines like right here. And looking back, I'm going to look like right here. Looks like it's pretty strong. And right there looks pretty strong. And of course, we have these two pops. And right there, because this was a base, and then this became the resistance. So isn't that interesting? That's always fun. So let's see. So I'm going to try to buy it about here. Maybe here I'll get lucky. We'll see. So I'm going to try to set a buy right there for 19664. So this is for RADs BTC on Bittrex. By the way, 3 commas surprised me, and I'm sure a lot of other people, when they unleashed this. So now we have a simple buy sell where you could just buy something or you can just sell it. I mean, that's self-explanatory. That's why it's simple. But they also added this smart cover. So this this is something interesting, and it took me a minute to think about what do we do with this. But basically, you can use this for a lot of different scenarios, and I want to explain more in a video later on. But basically, this is your tool for shorting. And from what I remember from messaging, that all of the options for setting up your smart trade are available with smart cover on Binance and Bitfinex. However, the other exchanges, Poloniex, KuCoin, Cryptopia, Bittrex, and some other ones I can't remember, you don't have the trailing buy option. But everything else is the same. You can still set trailing take profit. You can set a stop loss timeout, all that fun stuff. But smart cover is a way for you to short what you're holding. So you could cancel a coin that's in the red, then you could short it and you could make some back. And it's taking profit in the quote currency, which means it's going to take profit in, if it's a BTC pairing, BTC. If it's ETH pairing, it's ETH. It's not going to take profit in the coin. Not like the bots, you have an option to do that. Does that make sense? Good. So I'm going to set up a smart trade for a price that I completely forgot. I think it was 19664. Something in there. Yeah, 19664. And I'll give you a little, let's see, 19664. Great. So I can see how much RADs I can buy with 10% of my account. Now here's where the scanner comes in handy. So I can see that the median trading volume is 3 Bitcoin. The last 24 hours, it saw 7 Bitcoin trading volume. I'm not going to pay so much attention to that as I'm going to pay attention to this, because I only want to trade a max 1% of this daily trading volume. Why? Because I want to be liquid. So I want to make sure that I'm not trading more than 0.03 Bitcoin on this chart, because I want to get filled all the way. And when it goes up, I want to get filled all the way. I don't want there to be any question or doubt about it, because if I put on an order for 0.1 or 0.3 Bitcoin using 10% of the median volume, it might be harder, and I might not get my order, my sell order filled in one go. And I really want it to get sold in one go. All of us want it to get filled in one go. So I have my chart here. I know what I want to do. I know where I want to sell because I'm going to be looking to sell somewhere up here. So I'm going to look for half of that. And if I'm at 19664 and it popped up 100%, so I'm going to look for 27, somewhere in there. That seems good, 25.5. So once I put that in, then I'm going to check out the order book and I'm going to see, are there any significant walls that I can see in the order book on 3 commas side. And it looks to me like other people are waiting to get in too, but at a lower price. They're waiting to get in, actually, right around me. So other people have the right idea. Which makes me think I have to raise this up now because I want to make sure that I get filled. So now I see this, and there's a big sell order at 22. I'm not really worried about that. And the reason I'm not worried about that is because someone wants to take profit quick. They want to get out. I don't. I want to see if it's going to pop up again, because we've been seeing this happen where we get a big pop and then all of a sudden the chart starts to follow that pump. It's almost like that fat finger theory I have, where if the chart drops a fat finger, the price will probably follow that fat finger. When we see this uptrend happening, I'm noticing this happening too. So it's like the inverse. It's like in Stranger Things. It's like the upside down. So now we have the inverse happening. So we see a pump like this, the chart's starting to move toward that pump, and we might see another pump in that general direction. So I'm going to shoot for the 25 area because that's pretty safe. So I'm going to shoot just under 25. Actually, we'll just do that price. That looks good. All right, we'll just do 20. Yeah, that seems pretty safe. That looks good to me. And it's just above this guy right here, which is good. And it's good because I say it's good. That's why. There's no specific reasoning right there. So I want to put trailing on this, and I don't want it to be so wide. 5 is a bit too much, so I'll say 3. Because my idea of when I set trailing take profit is that, what am I willing to lose? It's not how much more do I want to win with this trade. It's more like, well, if it hits my price, 23,836 sats, and trailing is enabled, what if it falls right back down? Am I willing to take a loss at 3% off of 20%, so 70%? Am I willing to have a 70% gain? And the obvious question is answered by a resounding yes. I mean, 17%, are you out of your mind? Of course, I'll take that. I'm not going to get sour if I miss 3% from 20. That's ridiculous. So I'm seeing lots of good stuff here, so I'm going to set that for 20%. And now that I'm doing this live on YouTube and it's going to be broadcast, other people are going to probably put their same take profit, actually probably put their take profit below mine, so mine won't get filled, probably. But I'm going to go ahead and set this up, and I'm going to label it AB. There we go. Now notice I did not set a stop loss there. I know, I just talked about that. The reason I'm not setting a stop loss is because I'm not putting my whole account into that. I can see that the coin could very well fall back to 16. It's possible at one point in time. But looking at the order book, there's a lot of people right here. This order right here for 2 Bitcoin for 12,000 coins, tokens of rads, that looks pretty good. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. If it were higher up, then I might set a stop loss. So that's my process from start to finish with Smart Trade, setting that up with the Puba Pro. And the last thing, of course, is I'm going to, and I wish that 3 commas did this automatically. Oh, it drives me crazy. I want to make this a favorite, but I can't. So I have to choose something that's not rads. Go to rads and star it. What I would really love to see is once you've made a smart trade, once you make a smart trade, it should automatically add that trading pair to your favorites, in my mind, because you saw a purpose for it and you thought it was a good trade. So why not put that there? It's a lot easier to do an X if you don't want to do anything anymore. If I don't want to play BSD, just click the X and then I'm done with it. I think it'd be better to add trading pairs. Some people might have a lot, so I understand it's not everybody's cup of tea, but for me, I'd like that. Okay. Vicky, why did balance on Binance don't are on dark mode too? Question mark. That is a wonderful question that I would love to have you rephrase, and I'll maybe answer it later because I don't know what you're asking. I'm sorry. So we did this with a smart trade. Now what about a bot? Let's set up a simple bot, and I'm going to use this to find a coin to trade for a simple bot. And I want to make a simple bot for BNB because I like BNB. I think it's fun. While this is loading, get a swig of water. Oh, and sorry it's so quiet. I tried to figure out, I've used Soundflower before, so I wanted to have audio in the background. So this was like, all right, this is nice. There's music, but it didn't work, so it's just quiet. Sorry, it's a little awkward. Here, it's not. Just a second. Oh. There, it's not quiet anymore. You got a C major chord. Awesome. You're feeling really good now, I'm sure. So here I am with the Poobah Pro, and I'm checking out Binance with BNB pairs, and I'm looking at everything. And I want to check out to see what is up, to see what we can do. So I'm going to check out one of these green pairs right here because these have taken off. These are crazy, and I don't want to touch these right now. So I'm going to look at RLC BNB. So let's see what this guy's doing. Oh, I don't know. This might tell how old I am. I don't care if something has dark mode. Is that okay? Is it okay that I don't care? Drungle, I love the dark mode on the scanner, but honestly, do we need an OS release that the biggest feature is dark mode for Mac? I mean, that's really tweet worthy. I mean, people are excited about that. So I know that everything else white is a little bit blinding, but I don't know why Binance does not like dark mode yet. Eventually they're gonna do dark mode. Aren't they already dark mode? I don't know. We're off topic. Sorry. Okay, so we're gonna look. We're gonna look at this. Okay, light is bad for the eyes, brother. Light is good for the eyes. Without light, never mind. I'm gonna stop. So looking at iExec. So first off, I'm gonna use some Takashi Club indicators to get a couple of confirmations. So first, I want to check out divergence. So I already got open divergence month ago, actually 2 months ago. So that trend has passed, but that's okay. I'm going to use the 4 hour and see what I got here. So Takashi Club is saying pull back, and it did have a pullback, but now it's going. So we'll see what's going to happen next. Now I want to see what it looks like on the scalp EMA cross, because this is going to do a great job of showing when a new trend is going to start. It showed this short, and obviously the short signal came, you might feel it came too late because it really came right here. And that's after it had already fallen 40%. So if you didn't already understand that this is a bad place to be and to hold, this will tell you, but that's obvious. You see that really big long red candle. That's scary. That's a knife to your chest. You're done. So we get a little bit of recovery, but nothing's happening. Now we get this open long that happened about a month ago. So this is good. This is good to my eyeballs because I want to start a bot here. This seems like a good place for me. It looks like we're on an uptrend. It's a steady uptrend. We have a little bit of a correction, so now we have to factor that in, but this looks good to me. So judging off of what EMA cross and divergence is telling me, it looks like we are in a good place with RLC against Binance coins. So I am going to make a simple bot. I have to add that my funds are tied up right now, so I can't actually put this bot into business but it's okay. All right. So, oh, and Steve, apparently my audio is only coming out of the left channel. I don't know how to fix that. I'm getting stereo out, but yeah, enjoy it. So you can just take out the right earbud. You can listen to something else. You can listen to music while we're doing this. That's okay. Okay, well, good. So I have 2 BNB here, so I can play this with a very tiny amount. So here's my chart. First thing I want to do is I want to see what's the biggest correction that I might face. So I have a drop down here, 24%, 16%. That's exciting. 18%. Holy moly. Well, this is a big pullback, 30%. So I'd say median pullback is about 20%. So I want to prepare for a 20% correction. So I got to keep that in mind when it's this max safe order deviation. Because this chart is trending up. Pop quiz. What do you take profit in? Do you take profit in the quote or in the base? So I just made a video about this, which will be released in a couple days, I imagine. My thinking and the consensus is that you would take profit in the quote currency when you're trending up. The reason is because the chart's going to be generating a lot of profit, and where BNB might not be going up right now, you're generating profit for the long term. Yay, Nathan got it right. So I'm going to set quote currency as my take profit. My minimum size is 1 BNB, so this is a joke of a bot. I'm really not going to be able to do much with it because I don't have 21 BNB, but it's okay. The next thing I want to do is, I know that my median drop is about 20%. What about my median pump, in a sense? So if this is moving up and I'm seeing pumps regularly of 20% moving up, there's another 20%, here's another 20%, here's another 20%. So is my take profit going to be 20%? No, 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 no. I'm still going to just keep it small. This is a preference thing. I've noticed I've had better success with smaller take profit where it's 0.5%. I'm going to make sure my percentage is from total volume. You could make this bigger. You could test it out. And honestly, what you could do too, if you really want to experiment and figure out what's the best setting, why not just make your bot with all the right settings, but don't use as much. Don't use your entire stack of BNB, and maybe have 3 bots. Your first bot, you have 0.5 as your target profit percentage. Your second bot, you have 1.6. And your third bot, you have 3%. See which one performs better over time. I mean, that's a nice scientific way to do it. So I don't, oh, that's an easy answer. So what's the difference between the take profit type? Percentage from base trade, percentage from total volume. I know this might seem confusing, but basically percentage from total volume means that it's going to bring down the amount of your take profit percentage in the end game. So that answer did not make sense, I think. So let's do it this way with a pencil. My bot purchased right here. Okay? It bought right here, and the take profit is 0.5%. So it's really small. Let me get my measuring stick. There we go. Actually, I need to make that bigger so I can actually see it. No. What happened? There we go. So I need to zoom in a lot. So this little green window is my 0.5% of take profit. That's great. So it's looking to sell here. But let's say I bought here and then the coin falls. And then as it takes on safety trades, it takes on SOs here, whatever. Every time it does that, it's going to bring down this take profit. Every time it adds on volume, every time you're putting on more orders, it's going to bring it down. Not that much, but it's going to bring it down. So that way, when you have the bounce, boom, you get out on your trade. Does that make sense? Whereas percentage from base trade means that this is a fixed and immobile take profit. It's not moving. So you take all these safety trades, and then once it hits it, you're going to get your profits made, and it's going to go at that fixed position. There are benefits and disadvantages to both. I like to use the volume because I like to have it moving. It's like dollar cost averaging in a sense. The amount of max safety trades is up to you and how much BNB you're playing with. Obviously, I don't have enough, but it's okay. But I would imagine you want somewhere between 8 and 10. If you could add more, that's fine. As far as max active safety trades count goes, which is a mouthful, but basically, how many active safety orders do you want to put on the exchange? This might seem like you want to just do one. But if there were a fat finger drop on RLC, where all of a sudden, it just made one of these wicks, but in a negative direction, and it just went boop, like that, and it happened in a second. There's a chance that the 3 commas bot might not be able to place those extra safety trades to catch that fat finger drop. So, in order to make the most out of all your trades, I suggest using the maximum amount of safety trades possible. Again, the reason is because you want to use up all of your safety trades, and you want to use the percentage for base trades. So that way you're putting on more and more and more and more and more size. So when you get that bounce, you're selling more and you're making more as you exit in profit. Hopefully that makes sense. So, price deviation to open safety trades. This is up to you. One cool thing I've noticed about this after using it for a while is that you could set this to anything really. The power is really here, I've noticed. If you increase your safety order volume scale, you basically are doing a multiple. So at 1.5, it's adding size at a rate of 50% each time. It's exponentially putting on volume in 50% more volume every single step. So with that said, you can add more volume in the back, or you can add it more in the front. It's up to you. And here is where you can mess with your deviation amount. So you could use a very small amount of max deviation. It's true. You could use 0.5. But when this is increased, notice the max safe order price deviation. There's my 20%. So even though it's 0.5%, it's stretching it. It's making it fit. One nice thing that I like about this is that it makes it so that you can copy a bot, and maybe you don't have the funds that someone else has in a bot you copied, but you like their settings. To make it fit your size, you don't have to change any of this stuff. All you have to change is this, and this will adjust it to your portfolio. I can make this be so that, there we go. Now I've made it fit my size. Of course, this is kind of scary because I'm not putting on much size at all as it puts on safety trades, but I don't have to mess with these settings. All I have to do is mess with the volume scale and the step scale. Does that make sense? So these are kind of nice options. Going back to this and looking at it, thinking about it, you really have 2 options in my book. You could do the trading view a time-based buy or a composite buy, which looks at, where is it? More. For those of you that don't understand this, the composite buy is looking at multiple time frames to see, is it saying buy or strong buy? Looking at 1 hour, looking at 15 minutes, looking at 5 minutes. I believe it's looking at many different time frames. So that's what that composite means. I like that because it's taking into account a lot of things. So the next thing is you could do open new trade ASAP, and I've had lots of fun doing that. So when I do that, it's basically once the trade closes up here, then it's going to open a new one right away. Sorry, water break. Now that if we open ASAP right away, that's great for something like this. When we have some of this consolidation that happens over a couple days, it might get stagnant, you might get bored, you might get nervous. So it just depends on your trading style, and of course use the back test. That's going to give you lots of information as well. Yeah, and once that's done, create the bot and start the bot. Don't forget to start the bot. And there it is. So I think that answers the question. There is one interesting thing. Let me go back. There's one new thing that was also added. Oops, sorry. Let's do edit. Oh, so much mucus. Oh, sorry. It's gross. Another thing that was added recently was this trade start condition. And there's this thing, cartel sigbin. And it wasn't really announced. It was just kind of put there, and somebody found it, and someone asked me, "Hey, Moomin, what's this?" And I go, "What's what?" And I was looking online. I didn't find anything. And it turns out, I posted this in the Telegram channel, but this sigbin thing is, maybe it is Russian for signal. And cartel refers to @Cartel Technologies, which is an all Russian chat group. But basically, they are using some sort of system to identify good coins. And there are 4 points in that. And I'll just read it off for you. So the signals generated by, the sigbin thing are signals generated by Cartel Technologies. They say that stop loss should not be needed. Second point. The signals average 3 days until closing in profit, and the target profit for each of these is 1.7 to 2% expected profit. And the nice thing about these signals is that they claim that signals should not be affected by what Bitcoin is doing. So that's an interesting point as well. So they've blacklisted a couple of coins, and there's a list, so that way they won't do it. So I imagine that for this setting, you're going to want to use this on a composite bot. And on the composite, I'll go ahead and do it now. What am I doing? This is crazy. So I want to do a new bot. So I want to make a composite bot. And I am going to title this bot Cartel Sigbin. And I'm going to choose all. And then I need to go through here and find the ones that aren't good. Okay, it's going to take too long. There are too many. But you would just remove those ones that you don't want, set up the bot the way you want, turn this guy on. And once this is set, then you just let it go. And once you get a signal from the once that Telegram channel sends a signal to buy this, it's going to buy that coin, and you should expect 1.7 to 2% in about 3 days. That's the idea of that new signal that popped up. Great. Let's talk some more about bots. You guys doing okay so far? Like 45 minutes in. This is really long. Sorry. So that was a really long answer, but hopefully that kind of knocked out a lot of questions that people had. Oh, is this what you wanted me to show, Steve? Yes, you can hide and show this. By the way, this is true. This line right here, whatever, line, it's actually called a hamburger. So yes, you can move that. So, okay. So somebody has a question. I don't understand the error placing safety trades error. Also, I don't understand why some of my funds are put into available and others in reserve. That's a good question. So if you are getting, here, I'll change views just for a change in pace. So if you're getting an error placing safety orders, that means that you don't have enough of your quote currency, BTC, ETH, USDT, BNB, to let your bot do its thing. you'll have to go into edit the bot, or you'll have to reduce the amount of active safety orders that you can use for that bot. So that's that. And then you'll stop getting those errors and your Telegram bot will be much more happy. The other thing is why some of my funds are put into available and others into reserve. I imagine that once you are using this max active safety trades count, once you have a certain amount, I think it blocks off all the available quote currency for that moment, or for that bot, not for that moment. So it's going to block that off in your available funds across your whole portfolio for trading bots. So that's that. Hopefully that answers the question. I don't understand how the 3 commas bots work, especially triggers like QFL and TradingView. I explained TradingView. QFL is based off of a quick figures Luke base crack method, where you look for coins that have a bounce point, and you wait for the bounce point to get cracked, and then, okay, we'll use this for an example. So what the QFL bot will do is, this is a very strong bounce point, and you want to wait for this to crack it. It will buy, and it will sell when it reaches that base again. So here it has another bounce, actually more like right there, and that took some time. That took many days. But the idea is that you would put on size, you would add safety trades, and you'd wait for it, and you would sell it at the last base. That's the QFL. Oh, sorry, I'm drawing all this stuff and I didn't go back to this. So here's here is that bounce. Here's the base getting cracked, and you wait many days and you sell. This is the primary reason why the QFL bot does not have very much action, does not see very much action. Of course, there are many different ways to use the QFL bot. There's not just the standard version. There's also, it's not going to let me do that. Oh, there we go. So there's the original, there's day trading, conservative trader, and position trader. Basically, this is time-based. Original is just the original settings. Day trading is, it's going to draw bases off of, I believe, an hour time frame. So for instance, right, I hate all those things. Go away. Go away, things. Go away. Go away. I don't want you anymore. No, I don't want to open up Todoist. Yeah, sorry. Here we go. That's okay. I'm just going to go like this. So to get rid of one by one. There we go. I'm sure there's a button that says like get rid of all, and I just don't know it yet. You can tell me in the comments section. That's fine. I won't feel stupid. So here is a bounce. It goes up, and you wait for it. Here's another bounce right here, but this is probably more significant. So you would wait for it on the day trading to crack that base right there. Trash can on the left. Thanks. Boom. You're the best. Thanks, Phil. So there's that pump, and then it cracks the base. So you would buy, and you'd lay your buys down here. So that way, when it goes back and it reaches this base again, you would sell. That's QFL, and this would be the day trading one. I imagine you could also use a 5-minute time frame if you want, but that's a little bit nuts, in my opinion. So there's that. Using TradingView with Takashi indicators, I'm assuming as a signal. So it depends on the alerts that you have. I've already made videos about this. The videos should answer a lot of the questions, and I don't want to take up too much more time on this because there's a lot of information that I've already shared, so I hope that's okay. Is it possible to make trailing buy option with the bot? No, it's not possible, but in a sense, the safety orders act as a trailing buy. I mean, you have your set buy and you take on safety orders, but it's not moving it down. The answer is no, but kind of yes, because you're kind of dollar cost averaging. I liked this question. I thought it was pretty interesting. Hi, I spent a lot of time optimizing my bot and spent money on a script. Now that it's performing well on a 3 commas bot, everybody and anybody can just copy it with no effort. True. Also, the bot may be performing worse in the future because other people use the same strategy. Maybe, but I don't know. It would depend. It's a possibility, but I don't see that happening. So, is there a way to not share the settings of the bot? As far as I know, no. You can't privatize your bot options. one thing I will say is that when people copy a bot that you've made with specific Telegram channel triggers, they don't have access to your Telegram. They don't have access to this. They don't have access to your alerts. So even though people will copy your bot, they're not going to get a start signal. Does that make sense? So I don't think you have to worry about it. If you're using custom Telegram signals. So for now, don't sweat it too much. I think you're okay. And if people are making money because you have good settings, why not share the wealth? I think so. I got lots of questions on short bots, and this has been popping up recently. When I calculated the Bitcoin quantity I started trading with for the day and the quantity I had at the end of the day, it was a total loss, both the Bitcoin quantity and value. That's strange. I would say email support. The short bots work. I mean, this is a screenshot, or not screenshot. This is a short bot that I was using for Ion. I was making 0.47, half of an Ion, which isn't very much. And I was making it over and over and over. And this is great. The short bots most certainly do work. I don't see how it, okay. If 3 commas put all this time into making a short bot and advertising it and making it available and having so many users use it, why would they put false amounts of profits that you'd make? Why would they do that? It doesn't make sense to me. So there might be something that you need to tweak or do differently. Again, if your coin is going down and you're using a short bot, it makes more sense to make more of IXEC, in this case, RLC, because you're expecting that one day after this coin has already fallen, oops, I need to get back to this. After your coin has fallen 80%, if you're running a short bot, taking profit and making more RLC as this goes down, over 52 days, then you're generating free coins to sell at a higher price once we see this trend correct and it goes back up. I mean, it's win-win. Do you see those profits right away? No, you don't. That's the truth. If Bitcoin is going down and your coin that you're trading is going down, does it look like realized profits? No. But are you still getting more RLC or more Bitcoin? Yes. So lots of people are getting fixated on that dollar amount. Don't do it. It fluctuates way too much. So just get excited about all of the Bitcoin or RLC or base coin that you're gathering. So I agree with Steve in that, yes, the short bots really do make money. Okay, how are we doing so far? Okay, one other thing that's really exciting that it's not been released yet. BitMEX bots. Haha. Sorry, no, I mean they're doing it. They're working on it. But can we please just all agree to not ask when BitMEX bots, please? Because they're working on it. I've heard that the API is horrible and it's a bear to work with on BitMEX's side. So they're doing the best they can. But one thing that they are doing that I'm really excited about, the 3 commas teams, is that they're going to finally bring trailing take profit to bots. That is going to be huge. That is going to be very exciting. So that way, when your coin is moving up, you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for your bot to get another signal. You just keep going, and that trailing take profit interval, that's fantastic. Okay. Now I'm going to answer some miscellaneous questions. We're nearing on the hour mark. Good grief. Hope you guys aren't bored. Sorry it's late for you people on the East Coast, and for those of you in Europe, it's the middle of the night, so you're probably not watching this. So is there any plan on the roadmap for users to set up or update smart trades or sells via the app? I believe for the Android app, people can create sells. 3 commas had a different app for a while, and it's not available on the App Store anymore because the climate, the feeling that Apple had towards trading apps was very negative at the time. And my guess is that once we see Bitcoin rally back up and there's demand for it, of course they're going to make it available. Of course they will. So right now, the iOS app is only able to cancel orders or to panic sell active deals and to monitor your account to see how things are moving. And it also shows you the highest gain of the day, which is pretty cool. It's a nice little A/B trick. So I got this question too. Hi, what in your opinion are the most indispensable trading tools? My top 10, so to speak. And this is from someone that's not using 3 commas yet. So I decided to reply with a not 3 commas first answer. The first trading tool that you need to use is knowledge. You need to brush up your trading skills. If you have never read a book about trading before and you're just starting to trade, you're going to lose a lot of money. You might get lucky, but you don't know what you're doing really. You don't know how to interact with the market yet. You don't know how to react when the market changes directions. So a couple of books that I highly recommend are The Disciplined Trader by Mark Douglas. It's a great book. And Trading for a Living by Dr. Alexander Elder. I read both those books. I think they have lots of really good things to say. They're really good prerequisites to read before you start trading. They're not fast reads, but the writing is very easy to read. It's not very difficult or anything like that. So it's very consumable. It's very it's easy to read those books. It just takes some time, but it's very much worth it. Another indispensable trading tool is, of course, 3 commas. I mean, I talk about it all the time, and not just because I use it, but because I see the value in it, and I see ways for people to make more money on their trades, to prevent loss, to monitor their portfolios, to set up automatic trading instruments like bots, and a lot more. I don't do any trades without 3 commas because I can't. I don't want to trade on exchanges. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to check my exchange later to see, did my order go through? Yeah, 3 commas is I have to use it. Another thing that's not necessarily a platform, but it's a thriving community of traders and learners. Discord, Telegram, YouTube, and not even just my channel, other people's channels like Quick Fingers Luke, Chris Dunn, X Cavalis. There are lots of really great resources online that you can watch and you can participate in. You can join my Discord channel. You can pop in there and ask a question to the community or ask me a question. You can go to the 3 commas trading channel to ask trading questions, or to the support or the chat channel just to ask questions about bots. The point is to not do it on your own. You don't have to anymore, which is really cool. Another indispensable tool is the Puba crypto scanner. Yeah, it's my tool, so of course I think it's indispensable, but for A/B trading, for growing a small amount a lot in a short amount of time, this is, you got to use it. So if you don't have any money, you can use the Puba one for free. If you want to sign up for a monthly or bi-weekly or weekly subscription, you can use the Puba one and get more features. This Puba crypto scanner is, to me, it's indispensable. I use it all the time to find my A/B trades. It's great. The other thing that I use all the time to confirm is Takashi Club. All this good stuff. I use Takashi Club a lot. And I use Takashi Club to find entries, mostly for swing trades. Using divergence is fantastic because it usually finds out where the bottom is. And then, of course, you can change the amount, you can change the time frame. But I mean, if I followed what divergence said and I bought down here where all these arrows are, of course, there are some false positives like here. and then I would have been down, but of course we got up, so still I would have made 22% if I was just going to follow the signals. I mean, they're really good. They're really solid. And the best part about it is that it adds a visual layer to trading that I appreciate and I really like. I've customized mine. As you can tell, I have different colors and different symbols for things because that gives me more information. But for people that are just learning to trade, it is expensive. But if you're using them and you're actively trading, you could pay off the subscription pretty quickly. I believe you can. Because I've been able to pay off the subscription a couple times over using them. So it's pretty awesome. The last thing that I use all the time, and you just have to use, I already showed it earlier, is the Crypto Pro app, that lovely thing. Because, I had this all planned out to use this transition, but you couldn't see any of the stuff that I was showing you with Takashi Club. But of course you've seen me make videos about it. But anyway, it shows you all this good stuff here. Sorry. So that's, I need somebody else to do these transitions for me because I usually do this when I'm editing. So anyway, basically what I have are a ton of alerts that let me know how certain coins are doing. And the best part is that it gives me the fluctuation of a percentage. So I can see when coins are moving up or down 10%, stuff like that. That's really, really, really useful. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to scroll through some of these questions that you guys have been posting and see if I can answer some of them. Any status update on the BitMEX bot? No. Let's see. When would you turn off a QFL bot when Bitcoin is downtrending? What are the best indicators to know if Bitcoin price will decline? So I can turn off the QFL bot. QFL bot's kind of, I know I say don't set it and forget it, but really it's one of the safest indicators that you can use because it's looking for that cracked base. Now there are instances where a coin drops and it doesn't come back up. But for the most part, I mean, you don't have to turn off QFL. If you're feeling like you're not getting enough action, I would set it to the day trade mode and you might get more trades. You might get more action, but we will be seeing on this uptrend broken bases because a coin is going to shoot up rapidly and then it's going to fall and it's probably going to fall below that cracked base and you'll buy and you'll make profit with that when it returns to base, my guess. What are the best indicators to know if Bitcoin's price will decline so I can turn off the QFL bot? You'll have to learn a little bit about technical analysis and what propels the price and keep up with the news and understand how to read charts and how to read the tea leaves. But I mean, this chart is pretty obvious. I mean, we have a very solid line of support right here. I'm switching screens. There we go. I have, there's a solid support line here. So when you see that Bitcoin is falling down, it's going to go, or when it's moving away from this, then it's going up. When it's going close to this, it's going down. It's respecting this line pretty well. So, yes. So I wouldn't turn off the QFL bot really. Let's see. What's the difference between total volume and base for taking profit in the bots? Base is fixed. It's a line. It's an amount that is designated by the chart when it opens up the trade. So let's say that your base is here. So this is where it's going to take profit after it starts the bot here and it puts on safety orders and it waits and then it's not going to move. So the difference between that and the volume is that the volume is going to meet it. It's going to actually, as it takes on safety orders. Here we go. Let's see, we'll bring this down. It's gonna come down to meet as you put on safeties. It's going to put on more size and it's going to bring down that thing. So there we go. Yes, Nathan asked, can you show how to plug in the Takashi signals code into 3Comma's bot? All you have to do is, I'll go back to the RLC BNB chart. So I need to figure out what I want to trigger the bot with. Let's say that I want to buy when the price crosses the round at the bottom. So I'm going to make an alert. So the alert is going to be based on Takashi bows when on the down bow, when it crosses down the value. So it's going to be when RLC BNB crosses divergence. Here we go. No, not divergence. Bows. Down bow. When this price crosses the down bow, which is right here, then every time it's going to send an email with that code that gets spit out by the 3 commas bot. That's basically it. I do have a video that explains how to do this. You can find it on my channel. It's the custom trading view signals, something like that. Reading. How often do I use signals that I subscribe to? That's a good question. So on my Discord channel, on my server rather, there are paid groups that I'm following, and those calls are posted there. I follow them actually quite a bit. I use now the divergence to kind of give me confirmation that it's a good time to buy. So if Klondike says buy here at this price, and I'll look at divergence and I'll look at the chart and I'll say, well, I might buy here, but I'm really going to look for a buy down here, something like that. So I use it a lot, and I always am making sure that I check the call evaluations channel to see what's the median profit percentage, what's the median wait time on this, so I know if it's taking too long, I might want to get out of the trade, even if I haven't hit my full take profit expected profit percentage. How many trades am I in on average daily? I have open, I think I have a couple of bags that I'm just holding from months ago, and I was testing stuff out on Hit BTC. So those are just there. In general, I probably make about 3 to 5 AB trades a day on Bittrex and KuCoin. I've been working on building up my KuCoin shares amount, so I've been AB trading a lot of KuCoin shares charts, just for smaller percentages, nothing crazy, but yeah, a lot. Hi, any thoughts on the CoinEx dividends that were paid out today? CoinEx, for those of you that don't know, is an exchange, a smaller, lesser known exchange, but they're trying to bring in more users. I had a video about comparing the CET, their CoinEx change token, versus KuCoin shares, and CoinEx was giving a way better return. They've actually changed their dividend schedule so that they're not giving out dividends every day. They're only giving it once a month, and to get the most out of it, you have to lock 10,000 CET. So it's a bummer that I made my video too late, because for the longest time they were doing it, giving dividends and all this good stuff. But that's changed, so it's not as good as it used to be, but you could still make a lot of money and stuff like that. And answering Nathan, yes, they get delivered on Discord. Yeah. So it's 12:40. You probably noticed my voice is getting pretty raspy. This went pretty well. Hopefully you guys got a lot out of it. Hopefully I was able to answer a lot of the questions that are popping up a lot. If you guys still have questions, you can leave them here on in the chat, and it'll just pop up as comments, I think. Or you could leave me a DM, a direct message on Discord or on Telegram. Yeah, but this was fun. Hopefully everything worked the right way, and I'll try to remember to use OBS better, so that way I can do these fancy transitions a little bit more smoothly when I'm actually going to reference the chart. Sorry about that. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a great night and you have a good weekend. If you have any other questions, just let me know on Telegram, or you can reach out to other awesome people like Kenji, Kaizen Hodler. You can reach out to T3210, Steve. You can reach out to the admins. You can reach out to Drungle OG on Discord if you have questions. These are all legit people that want to help you. So, as always, stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.